We should move on to another story, I think. Well, I guess we can talk with the Frazier Dodgers Cincinnati trade.
That is a hell of a trade. I think that's a win-win situation for all teams involved. When the White Sox traded, who did they give up? They gave up Thompson.
Yeah, Trace Thompson, who was a phenom last year in a short amount of time.
Micah Johnson, Trace Thompson, and Frankie Montas.
Yeah, who is the big name, honestly. Trace Thompson, everybody fell in love with because he came out of the blue and was suddenly like a 300 hitter, hit like 8 homers in 4 weeks or something like that. So there's a chance the White Sox sold high on him. He's also an awesome fit for a California team because of his brother, Klay Thompson up in Golden State, being a stud up there in the basketball world.
I think it's a good trade.
You're awesome. Thank you.
When you change locations, depending for especially in baseball, I think it's just a change of scenery. These guys just play better, and this could be the environment that's going to make him a better player, get him where he wants to be professionally, whatever. But I think at the end of the day, it's like the White Sox needed to make that move to bring in Todd Frazier, who will be a clubhouse leader, which is something they were lacking big time last year. So there was a lot of talent, but it was controlled chaos. And the manager, obviously, Robin Ventura is not the kind of manager who's going to control it and mold it. He'll fill out the lineup card. He'll go to bat for you when you see something wrong on the field. But, that clubhouse...
Yeah, he'll sleepwalk his way out to talk to the ump and then sleepwalk back to the dugout.
But that clubhouse, to me, did not have a voice in it that said, "Hey guys, this is what we're doing. This is the thing."
As a first year without Paul Konerko as well,
right? And no accountability no one had accountability whatsoever.
Yeah,
and I think that's what you're going to see. The big change in the White Sox is that their clubhouse will have a leader in there who will speak up, hold people accountable, and bring an energy, very lively energy to the team.
Everybody talks about how great he is as a.
What are your thoughts on Flores?
He's obviously coming back from the broken leg he sustained in the in that playoff game, Chase Utley. So yeah, he's pre-ARB eligible. So he's a. I don't know. I think he's going to be around for a while.
Oh, I think he will be too. 6'3", and he's a second baseman and a shortstop. They're utility infielder basically. The Mets, are they going to get rid of this guy or not? It seems like such a weird relationship. Either you guys are dating or you're not.
I think he's on board now because they're obviously not bringing back Daniel Murphy, another middle infielder. I think that makes Flores more important to the team.
Dude, talk about a guy who's going to totally rip off the free agent market, Daniel Murphy.
Yeah.
He peaked in the middle of the Cubs NLCS, and then he died out in the World Series. But he's going to make money.
Well, he did. He went with the Nats 3 years, $37.5 million, and he cost a draft pick too. So I still think $10 million a year is an overpay by a lot. He made well over that.
Oh God, yeah.
3 year, $37.5 million plus a draft pick.
But next season, I just don't think he's going to have anywhere near.
No.
Anywhere, everyone's going to be. He's done. He'll be a.
He cashed in at the right time.
He's a piece of sand in the hourglass passing through, dude. That's it.
He was so exciting to watch in the playoffs, but talk about unsustainable success. That was Murphy's lightning in a bottle against the Cubs.
Yep.
So getting back, it's interesting. So the White Sox get Frazier from Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. The White Sox prospects go to the Dodgers. And the Dodgers send 3 prospects to Cincinnati, which made a lot of Dodgers fans say, well, why didn't... Obviously, Cincinnati wanted the Dodgers prospects. The Dodgers still need a third baseman. Why didn't the Dodgers just throw those prospects over there to get Frazier? And there's no good answer for that one.
Yeah, I know. Did they really have to go through... Unless there was salary part that we're missing. But,
there's nothing... No, because it was just a pure salary dump from Cincinnati. They needed somebody else to take up, and which the White Sox took all the contract.
That's interesting. Okay. So this is pretty cool. It's a smart play. Again, it's a smart move on all 3 teams. But again, you're right. It's confusing. Why is the White Sox even part of this?
Yeah, it's possible that they could have done it directly between the two. I'm so happy that the White Sox are part of it because I'm so happy Frazier's on the team. We are giving up players that I like. I loved watching Trace Thompson last year, but I think it was a good sell high time to get rid of him.
Plus, we were saying earlier on, with the draft pick situation and where the contracts are with Sale and Abreu, and you have people like Quintana who's poised to have like a Cy Young type of year,
as he always does.
But like there's Danks is the last season with Danks' contract, which hopefully means that Danks is going to have a good season because he's going to want a better contract next year after at the end of the season. So I'm hopeful like that's going to be what it is, and the White Sox are smart enough to walk away and say, yeah, we know what you did.
Yeah,
you laid down for 4 years, and now it's contract year, and now you're going to play good. Try to be like, we don't want anything to do with you. You can go sign with somebody else. I hope that's what happens.
There's also, speaking of the White Sox motivation, and we won't be talking this much White Sox on every show, but it's been a busy. There's always going to be some because we're White Sox fans.
Well, the White Sox have also been players.
They've been very active recently. There's also been some chat about why the White Sox might be more active than normal right now is because Reinsdorf is turning 80. This is his team. He's said in the past that he'd give away all the Bulls championships for a single White Sox championship. Obviously, he didn't have to do that. The White Sox got one.
And he kept his 6 rings.
There you go, yeah.
In the NBA.
So he might be thinking, this is my last,
hurrah.
I'm getting up there. Let's get another championship on the South Side.
I think that's even better. I'm all for that.
So many things that have happened in the last 2 weeks. But these were the big ones I want to see. Cards did sign Jonathan Broxton to a 2-year deal. That's pretty interesting. That's a full no-trade clause as well.
Wow.
Another person leaving the Dodgers there.
Mm-hmm.
Royals did sign Joaquim Soria. So there is an addition to that bullpen that is losing, I think, Greg Holland, I believe, is out for the season. With surgery, or coming back from surgery. One of the two.
Believe so.
Ken Giles went to the Astros from the Phillies. Phillies have done some interesting things.
Ken Giles, I like the Astros. They're a good team. They're poised for success.
We don't really have a name for this show yet. So if you have a name, they're asking, what is the non-Cup of Joe name for this?
How about that? Yeah, you guys saw the little Cup of Joe out there every day. We just call this right now. We even call it just like
MLB Hot Stove with
Joe and Scott, or Scott and Joe, and we could do a contest and have a name. You guys can name the show for us, and we'll get a logo, and we'll put it up on the green screen for YouTube.
We actually didn't talk much about, which we should at least mention, Johnny Cueto. We mentioned Cueto. He signed with the Dodgers. It was 6 years, $130 million. He's got an opt-out after year number 2. There's a club option on that. MLB ground out. I like that.
That is a great signing. It is.
It is. Because, again, that could be...
Grounded. Oh, I like this one.
A short, nice...
Oh, yeah.
It could end up being a very short obligation for the Giants getting out before he gets older.
Well, if they win a World Series with him this year, and then, when you win the World Series, it's like a $60 million payday to the team that wins it. So, it justifies the cost and keeping him around another season at least. And if he does opt out, no problem,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Sam, that's awesome. Piper, what's up, Piper?
The Indians made a couple of small signings that I don't understand, really. They have 2 veterans. They brought on Mike Napoli, who is supposed to be a clubhouse presence, but he's going to be getting paid $7 to $10 million depending on incentives in there. So
that's a lot of money.
Paying a lot for a
leader,
an older
voice
guy
in the clubhouse.
And they also signed Raji Davis, who I guess he grades out as kind of an average outfielder, but I feel like every time I see him play, he's booting the ball. So I'm happy he's on Cleveland, honestly.
Well, even though Cespedes is a MVP, there's footage of him from last year. Like there was a ball that went to the gap in right center, and he didn't move an inch from his position in left field, and everyone's like, "This guy's an MVP."
No, he's like, I'll just pick it up eventually and throw a laser beam.
They'll get
to the Mike Leake signs with the Cards. Oh, so there's a Cardinal pickup.
Yeah.
Mike Leake, 5 years, $80 million, plus an option and no trade clause.
Yeah, 2 no trade clauses for their free agent signing.
There was a big trade, Shelby Miller going to the Diamondbacks. There's another Dodger competitor with getting a better and better pitching staff.
Again, it's like the Dodgers are going to be desperate this year, man.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're coming from you like Shelby Miller? Yeah, he's solid.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see the Braves in the next couple of years because they're really building up to their new stadium.
And I think the White Sox should also just bite the bullet on shortstop and bring back Alexis.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I didn't have that written down, but I think so too.
Well, it's like, what are we waiting for?
We don't have I like Tyler Saladino a lot, but he's not...
another year to develop.
Exactly.
Get a 1-year deal with Alexis. load up with incentives.
Yeah. I think you can bring him back for 1 year, $5 million.
Right.
And that's a fair price for you know what you're getting out of him.
Oh, totally. And $5 million, like what's the big scheme in the world of $5 million to a shortstop that, let's face it, he knows that field.
Oh my god.
He knows how the ball bounces.
He knows how to spin around second base on a throw. It's interesting. The Sox last year seemed very high on Carlos Sanchez. Rookie they brought up, and they gave him a lot of time while he was not hitting. I don't know. But it's not something a team that's really hoping to contend can afford to do. Just waste a position like that.
I know, and that's the thing. Like, and it seems like the White Sox. It's like that's the one thing about the Sox is like they always are trying to rebuild and win at the same time. And it's like we get that, we love that concept and the whole.
But it's
image
a gamble.
It's like
it's an expensive gamble to do that.
Well, they've depleted their farm system.
Yeah.
They haven't won since 2005. They've gotten rid of good players. They've kept bad players, and it's like it's a science that we're all learning. But still, dude.
I think there was such a flurry of activity a few weeks ago, and it has completely dried up. I think the gun is getting reloaded, and in the next week or two, it's going to be crazy again. And we'll have another great show in a week.
I agree. It's like a game of chicken, and right now we're waiting to see who's going to buck first and cower to the other side's needs. And is it going to be the front office general managers winning out, or will the players just start?
I think the players are going to have to start making compromises with their expectations.
I think so too, and maybe it's not the players; it's the agencies. These agencies, the managers or whatever, the agents and the for the players, they need to play a bigger role and lower their expectations. You know, because they're negotiating for their salary, a paycheck, 10%, which is great and all, but at the end of the day, if you don't have a player with a contract,
10% of nothing ain't a lot.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, 0 of 10% is still 0.
Yeah.
10% of 0 is still 0, and so like, don't be greedy. Get your player's contract, or you'll be looking for a new roster of players to represent.
Absolutely.
And the players will bolt as well. But that's that. So next week we'll do this again.
Yeah, and by the way, if people want to see you not talk about baseball, where can they see you do that?
Where can you see me? I'm everywhere.
He's God.
I am everywhere. I'm with you every day. No, check me out on at Twitter at Joe Moran Comedy.
And we are looking forward to doing some live shows from Arizona in the spring.
Arizona, or also there was a gentleman who
at a sports
show
memorabilia place.
Yeah, it's in Ontario, California. We want to go out and see you if you're watching. Great. If not, we'll find you another day. But we want to definitely go out and see that and check it out and broadcast live. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, and eventually it won't be as newsy. It'll be more. We can actually have debate and opinion on things as opposed to just reporting.
Someone's going to get told to fuck off sooner or later. I don't know who or when. It will be him. But yeah, that's that. So let's do this again next week. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Again, get me on Joe Moran Comedy on Twitter, JoeMoranComedy.com, and everything else. All that show info is there. This guy, he is cool. His name is Scott Marcus.
Thank you. You can follow me on Instagram, Scott Marcus, spelled with a K, M-A-R-K-U-S.
Scott's like a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Or a Scott of all trades.
There we go. Whatever.